Alright, this is the last and final stage for the pot stickers. And this part can get a little messy and it can get a little dangerous if you're not careful because the oil gets pretty hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by transferring these beautiful pot stickers from here into the oil. And you'll notice that Colin is going to kind of dip them in the oil and then move them around. And he's going to place them all the way around the outside of the frying pan first and then put them in the middle. You gotta have to work a little bit quickly on this because this dough, it will fry up way faster than you think it will. I love making these because they're, first of all, are delicious, but second of all, they're really not as hard as everybody thinks, and they're super impressive looking. So it looks like you spent all day on them when it really took you a couple, maybe an hour tops. And that is if you really took your time. Not like we did, where we kind of busted it out, but I think they look awesome.
They do.
Alright, so once you get them all in there, then I like to kind of switch the pan around just a little bit to make sure that the oil gets all over. Yeah. And you can shake them, they're not babies, you're not going to hurt them. Alright, once you get them all in there, then you just kind of let them sit for a few minutes. And we're going to keep our eye on them. And every now and then we're just going to come over here and take a look. You can see that they're already starting to get a little bit bubbly.
Yeah.
So they don't take very long at all. And what you're looking for is a really nice caramelized, crunchy bottom. Okay? Don't let them sit too long to where that they get black, of course, but you definitely want them to be nice and brown. Yeah, you can just leave them sit. Get it up like. Alright, these are starting to look good. Let me see what one of them looks like on the bottom. Show us. Oh, yeah! Oh my goodness. Alright, they're going to need just another minute.
Come on, I'm hungry.
I know, I'm sorry, but you want them to be perfect, right? Oh, fantastic. So the last step to these, before we get to finally eat them, is we got to steam them. And that's what's going to cook the inside, alright? So here in just a second, we're going to add this water, which we have a 1/4 cup is all. You don't want to boil these, because that would be gross. That would not be pleasant. But you want to steam them, and in order to steam them, you have to have liquid and water, right? Alright, so let's take a look. Couple more. Oh my god, those look fantastic. I'm going to swap some of these out. Oh, these are looking really good, Colin. You notice how we're just using our fingers? Feel free to use tongs or whatever, but as with everything else, I just like to use my fingers. I think these look good, dude. What do you think?
Yeah, let's...
Alright, so go ahead and carefully, and you want to go ahead and, just do them all the way around. There you go. And then you're going to put the lid right on it, and then it just sits. And if you notice, now, I don't know if you guys can see this at home, but you can start to see that the skin starts to come in and really start to cling to the inside of the filling. And that is what's creating that pocket of steam inside of there, and that is what's cooking the meat right now. So, alright, Colin, moment of truth. I think this is about it. So let's go ahead and pull the lid off. Oh! Did you hear it sing to you? It said, hello, we're gonna eat meat. Go ahead and slide it over off of the burner. And I want you to plate them up and make it look pretty, because us girls, we're all about the pretty. Oh yeah. Now guys, we, again, never encourage you to try to burn yourself, but since we work with food all the time, we can kind of handle some hotter things. Now, we made a smaller version of this recipe. I cut it down by about half so that we weren't overrun by pot stickers, although I'm sure Colin would have been fine with that. But considering we're trying to feed a date, we don't want her to feel too overwhelmed by all the food.
We're not calling her fat.
Exactly. And that's why, we can serve her whole milk if we want. Alright, here it comes. Time for truth. I would just like to know that he saved this one. He kept his eye on this the whole time.
Yes.
He made it.
I made it bigger from the folding stages through the cooking stages, and now I'm going to eat it. and it's going to be so good.
Fantastic. All right, let's do it. Into the dip because that is what it's there for. You hear that?
Hot? Is it too hot?
Juicy. No, it's freaking amazing. Oh. All right, we got through that appetizer pretty well.
It was delicious.
Oh my gosh, did we have any left?
No,
No.
I ate the last one.
Good. I ate leftovers, unless we can use them. We've got dessert chilling in the refrigerator. So it's time for the main course. Do you want to know what we're doing?
I have a feeling I know what we're doing.
All right. Well, we couldn't make it any more plain by pulling out our steaks.
Yeah.
We're using filet mignon tonight, and we've already let them come to room temperature. That way, they brown faster and they cook more evenly. Because you don't want any cold spots in the middle of your meat, because that'll cause it to cook very unevenly. All right. So we are going to serve this though on a really nice salad. So we're going to have the steak for the guy and the salad for the girl, because we all like to pretend like we eat really healthy all the time.
Yeah.
That we're not going to out-eat you later throughout the meal. even though
Obviously.
most of
Although
us-
that dessert.
That will come later, and I bet you $10 I out-eat you on that one.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
All right, so first step first, we're going to make the dressing for the salad, and we'll let that sit so that all the ingredients can make friends again. And then we'll go straight to the marinade, and because the marinade for the steak is going to contain lime juice, we don't want it to sit in the marinade for very long, because what happens when you submerge meat in an acid like that?
Brown.
Yeah, and then you don't get that gorgeous red color in the middle.
The way a steak should be cooked,
Yeah.
not well done.
Not well done.
Yeah.
Please, not well done.
Yeah, don't ruin something that's beautiful.
No, I'd say medium at the farthest, right?
Yeah.
Medium rare is ideal, especially on a
Rare
salad.
is ideal.
I know, I'm kind of a let's serve it kind of a gal
Exactly.
myself, but I don't want to scare anybody off, so we're gonna do it to
Exactly.
perfect medium rare.
Beauty.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the dressing, and I'm gonna need you to extract all the juice from that lime. You guys see he's rolling it, he's breaking down all the pulp inside there and creating a lot of extra juice so that when he goes to squeeze it, it'll just like, whoop, come right out. So the lime juice is gonna be the first step, and I want you to put all of it in there. So go ahead, cut it in half, and squeeze it all into this lovely measuring cup. I like to do things in a measuring cup like this because then guess what? It just pours right out. You don't have to transfer it to
Got the
anything.
little spout and everything.
Yes, handy dandy handle and the spout. Just get as much as you can out of that. I do have an extra one over here if this is not very juicy. They were kind of hard when I picked them up at the grocery store, actually the Asian market today. Ooh, that side's better.
Yeah, it is.
Now, this dressing that we're making is really light. It doesn't need to be heavy. There's no cream or mayonnaise or anything in it, so it'll go really nicely.
Fresh.
Yes.
Very fresh.
And it'll be complementary to what your palate has already been dealing with those pot stickers.
Alright.
All right? All right, I think we're gonna need one more. So go ahead and just get that all smashed up, and then let's just use half of it though, and we'll retain the other half for the steak. All right, so now to that, we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, maybe just a little less. That's probably good. Now you're gonna hit the rice wine vinegar again, because why? They're best friends.
Best friends.
Absolutely best friends.
I like that.
Yep, that looks good. All right, now we're gonna set this to the side again, and now you've got some knife work to do here. I'm gonna need you to crush and mince the garlic. Peel the garlic first, because we don't ever serve that nasty peel. Then I have a shallot, and this is kind of a big shallot. You can see it looks more like a garlic clove,
Yeah, it does.
because it comes separated, but it is a member of the onion family. And it has a really nice, mild, oniony flavor. It works great in vinaigrettes. And then I've already peeled the ginger, and I used your spoon trick. That was so awesome. It took like 2 seconds.
Yep.
And we're gonna grate that as well.
Alright.
All right, so let's show them how the garlic
Take
is
your
done.
knife flat, set it on it, just crush it like that.
Easy, easy.
Just like that.
Now, where do you stand on the little hard bit that sits at the end where it connects to the root?
I always cut it off.
Do you? Okay. I try to remember to, and most of the time I do, because when I don't, I have my best friend's voice in my ear going, I hate when you put that gross brown thing in there. She also accuses Rachel Ray of just throwing it in willy-nilly too. So I always try to be conscientious.
A lot of people, when they put them in food processors, they'll
Yeah.
just throw it in. Not a big deal.
It's not going to affect the flavor or anything. It's just kind of a weird thing to have in there. All right, go ahead.
Rinse it.
Mincing it up. Now, a mince, guys, is a really fine chop. We're talking little itty bitty pieces. Because this is a dressing, that means the garlic is going in raw, and you don't want to bite into any big chunks of garlic because it's always surprising and rather
It
unpleasant.
burns in the weirdest way.
Yeah, it's not good. So we're gonna mince it up as fine as possible. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing with the shallot. You can go ahead and just toss that right onto the steak. How about them apples? And we'll let them get acquainted. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and grate the ginger up for you. And again, this goes a long way. So I'm gonna do, just about a teaspoon's worth is all. Get a spoon, I find that works the best. Get all the ginger out. Alright, I'm gonna add that in. Let's do that shallot. Now remember, you're gonna cut off the little phalanges. And then you're gonna do just like an onion and keep the root together. And you're gonna give it a couple of little whoop, 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 whoop. There you go. Now again, guys, this is where a super sharp knife is really important.
Yes.
If you don't have a good enough knife, then just grate it. But don't take the chance of trying to do what he's doing with a dull knife or like a butter knife or a paring knife or anything, because it just won't work. But this is a really simple method because it is layered like an onion. Exactly, show them that.
Pinch it.
There you
toss it
go.
out.
See how that is? And it's already perfectly little sections. Oh, you know what you're doing, buddy.
I cut 40 pounds of onions a day. Dice.
Woo! How's that working on your tear ducts?
Actually, you do get used to it, believe it or not.
Really?